Hello and welcome to the Capsule Cast for our 2021 season. Here we got a special one for you. It's the entire semis, round 1, 2, and 3, and we have we have four special guests here. Please welcome my co-host Doorguard, Coach of Buujins.
How's it going?
All right, and please welcome our two returning guests, Anthony, supporter of Rugrats, and Xmat of the Cold Kingdom.
Hello.
Hey, I'm a supporter of Android. Please get it right. Thank you.
And our final special guest, Fathappy, coach of the Royals. So we say hello.
Hey, happy to be here.
So with that, are you all ready to come in and talk about the cast?
You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we came here to do. So
I know.
I didn't sign up for this. I'm in a chair. This is not my choosing.
Don't worry, he's in the basement.
Put the cookie down.
I think maybe you should loosen his straps. I think he's not getting enough blood to the head. So
Pink is the only color.
But anyways, let's get moving to round 1 for the East Side semis, Buujins versus Earth Defenders, and we do have the stats, so we can see what people have been doing. And from the looks of it, it looks like it did pretty well. Buujins winning this round, and that's all I need to say about this. Xmat, what do you think?
Right, so honestly, I think it kind of feels bad when you look at the stats for ED when they literally had one character go under 40k and they lost. So it does feel bad on that regard, but overall, Buujins, we got, Kid Boo doing 77k, doing those ult spam, getting it off, really crushing ED, putting them in the dirt really for that. And as I said, I think I said last time we were on the cast, Margin Boo. He used his super explosive wave. He actually used it and hit it. So, when all the things start going well for you, all the dominoes are falling. I think it did really work out well for round 1 for Buujins. And Evil Boo. How poor is that? 48k Evil Boo compared to what he did. Right. What about you, Anthony? What do you think?
Well, usually when I see Buujins matches, I kind of start, nodding on. But this match is actually very entertaining.
So I'm gonna cut you off right there. The pink prophecy.
This match was very entertaining. Everyone but Spopovich, unfortunately, did their part. Mid Vegeta is just a super strong carry for ED. And honestly, I'm surprised. I think he's kind of underrated and also rated equally at the same time. It's weird. He's in a weird spot, but I really like this match. How do you feel, Fathappy?
yeah, it was a very pretty good match. Just looking at the numbers, you get the feeling that both teams tried their hardest to get the dub. Maybe except Spope. He could have wanted it a bit more. But as far as the mid Vegeta goes, I gotta admit, I do think mid Vegeta is the strongest Vegeta in the league. Even though, our W is number 1 and, I've got 2 Vegetas on my own team. I do think mid Vegeta is the best Vegeta in the league. So, 72k is kind of to be expected. So, honestly, I kind of wish he'd done more. He could have probably pulled it out for Earth Defenders if he hadn't been, dozing too much. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you go.
It was my own match. Since everybody or nobody wanted to ask me how it went, y'all are all banned permanently from Capsule Cast. Yours truly.
Oh,
We're
sorry.
just rude,
Well, I guess
Gotta
the guy
speak
that recording this, man. I'm sorry.
You said earlier, Xmat, that it was only one character from ED did under 40, but when you look at Buujins, only one character really did under 50k, and that was Spopovich, because somebody had to endure part of Mid Vegeta's rampage, and he was one of the few. So it's just one of those that was a very close match through and through. All the rounds for this one are, as we go through them, you'll see. It's just kind of ridiculous. Going in, though, planning, I knew since this was the first round, we hadn't seen any others. They've always been a very like Krillin leads or mid Vegeta leads, and then Tien is in the back, and then everything else is just kind of there in the middle. So all I could do for predicting for the most part was just, okay, if it's worst case scenario mid Vegeta, what do I got against that? Probably Gohan Buu has his best shot because he doesn't have a defense minus, but has the melee, and then mid Vegeta's defense minus would be exploited. And they did Krillin, which turned out pretty alright, but I think this match also was the one that had like everybody tagged. Literally like nobody died for like 6 characters. I think Spopovich was the first to die. I think everybody kept tagging at one bar.
I remember the first of that. It was mid Goku.
Yes. But still, it was one of those like every character like touched the field before like the first one went down basically. I think only like Tien or something hadn't hit the field. It was ridiculous.
Tien hadn't hit the field, and this match also ended with like maybe 1 ult away from victory on both sides.
Yeah, it came down to the last bar, that's for sure. A lot of these matches are very close. So in terms of my side, this match was very stressful, and that first round, and I think when we get to Fathappy's one, he can agree, is the scariest because you have no idea what their plans are. After that, you can go, okay, I see what they're looking at and what they're aiming for, and I can try to like work with that. But the first round, it's like totally blind, and it's like I have no clue. Like I just kind of have to hope what they did during the season means anything. But playoffs are a different monster. They have 5 characters. ED, just like us, had the bye, so there's only 1 match, so there wasn't a lot to go by. So it was very, very difficult to try to come up with what they would be doing. So, yeah. It was something, that's for sure.
Anyone else got anything else on this match, or shall we move
Uh,
to?
I just was going to respond to Door about the 40k thing. It's more to do with the fact I think if either team lost, it would have been tough on them, if that makes sense. Just because like it basically boils down to one character. Very like it was so close at the end, to be fair. So I mean, I just think it would have been hard on either team.
As far as what Dor mentioned about the round ones being kind of hard to prepare for, it is nice when you get the W in round 1 because it eases some of the pressure off your mind. At the very least, you're like, all right, we've got the juice flowing, we're riding the wave.
You
just
only
need
need
one
one
more, then
match.
we have the W. So.
But that, let's get moving on to round 2 of the East Side semis, with Earth Defenders taking home the victory here. And this match was certainly a comeback if I have ever seen one. Evil Boo basically taking his character's worth and more. Krillin really not doing anything, and then near the end, just mid Vegeta just plowing through Kid Buu, Spopovich, and whoever remained on Buujins when he came in until well, he died. But yeah, that's all I really have on. That's all I have on this match. So, Anthony, take it away.
Oh, this match. I quite enjoyed this match. This match is literally a tale of 2 Gokus. ED wins their matches when both Gokus do well. Mid Vegeta, as always, very high damaging character, carries ED. Krillin, unfortunately, really ate the dust against Evil Boo. And, Tien didn't have to do much. Both these teams are very strong, so it's no wonder they made it to round 3. Doorguard, since no one called you last time, I'll do it first. How did you feel about this match?
Yeah, this was basically what, if last round kind of showed off the power of mid Vegeta, this one, like, I think the stats might be wrong. I don't think he did the exact same amount of damage in both round 1 and 2, but maybe that is just literally the luck of the draw with him.
Wait. I don't know why
he did 72,060 apparently in both. I'm gonna assume that I know he did
that is
like
wrong.
He's just built different, okay?
Yeah.
He just does the exact
he
same.
did do like 2 characters worth in this one easily. I think he did closer to 80 this time because after all it started off with Evil Boo just decimating Krillin. Honestly, I thought they were gonna put mid Vegeta up front after round 1. I went, oh god, they're gonna kill me. Like what do I do against him? Like Evil Boo, I guess. So I was like, I'll throw Evil Boo out front, which means I need to push Kid Boo back as a security measure. And yeah, it started off a lot better than I thought, but as you said, Robot, it was just like, when the Gokus actually do what they're supposed to do, there's not much you can do about them. And funny enough, most of Spopovich's damage was against Mid Vegeta this time. He actually managed to deal his 30k against Mid Vegeta, but it just didn't matter because, you know, he's Super Vegeta, so he just kind of didn't care. And even in the end, when it came down to Gohan Boo versus Tien, it came down to like a bar again. It was just one of those, like, this one really could have gone either way, which you would not expect with how it started, with Evil Boo basically being at full health after taking out all of Krillin. So it was just kind of one of those, like, what's even happening? Like, of all the ways this match to go, it had a crazy turn in the middle there. So yeah, Fathappy, that's what you could have tasted.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I didn't. I must admit, I was surprised that you guys didn't get the win in that round. Just because I thought that Gohan Boo would be able to take out Tien there at the end, even though he was a bar behind. But I guess it just goes to show how good Tien is of a character as like the anchor for the Earth Defenders. Always been very consistent. Otherwise, it just amazes me that both Gokus have almost exactly the same stats. Like, I don't know why, but I find that so funny to me.
It's pretty
You know,
good.
they should just fuse at this point. They would have gone elite. So I don't know. I don't think I have much else to say about this match. It was just, I mean, honestly, the best showing in this match was probably Evil Boo. You know, with him taking out Krillin without taking almost any damage, and then one of the Gokus coming in, and at that point it was more or less an even fight between the two. But yeah. What's called Xmat? What do you have to say?
Honestly, this match was just insanely back and forth. Like, the fact that it started out with Krillin just getting absolutely destroyed by Evil Boo, and then Mid Vegeta, when he did eventually bring it back after the two Gokus did all the work to kind of like even out a little bit more. When he did all that work, I kind of thought that they were like well in the lead, but I completely forgot the fact that he would destroy Krillin at the start, so it was pretty much even. Like, it was so close at the end as well. With like, it would have just been like, if Evil Boo could have got a little combo off and got a chocolate beam off, that would have been it. Like, Tien was dead. So it was ridiculously close at the end. So I just think that, like you say, I don't know, I think it was you, Anthony, that mentioned it, when the Gokus work, like, it really means ED win, because when Midku can just spam his now I'm mad, get the Yang Kamehamehas off, or even Super Kamehameha, and just get that damage off. It's insane. Top that with Mid Vegeta, and it's a pretty good sort of combo, and Tien in the back as well. So, I mean, Buujins still did pretty well to get where they did, and Spope actually did something against Vegeta, so that was all good. But that's pretty much all I have to say, to be fair, on this match.
Also, I did indeed check. I don't know why the thing changed, but Vegeta did exactly 7,000 more damage than what it shows here. So.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So even more of a carry.
Yeah.
But he did have to take it from nearly like 2 characters down back, so that makes sense.
I'm just making sure the stats are correct. But with that, anyone else, or shall we move on?
I'm ready to move on.
Good.
Got another round.
All right, moving on to round 3 with since it's the final match, Buujins taking home the sets. And as you can see from the stats here, someone went elite, someone didn't have to finish, and it seems Mid Vegeta basically was the carry for this match, because at least from looking at the numbers here, everyone on Buujins just had ED's number except for Mid Vegeta, who managed to take out his 2 characters worth before going down. But that's just, it does feel kind of sad that everyone on your team just didn't do their part except one on the match where it all mattered. So, let's start with the man himself, Doorguard. What do you think?
Well, I was pretty sure I lost this one when Krillin was actually able to fight back against Evil Boo this time, and lo and behold, Evil Boo somehow managed to hold out, take him out, and take out the next character almost. I think it was Goku forcing him to tag, and then coming in way later to get his elite, which is incredible. His first elite Buujins has had since season 2 when they won the titles. It's been a minute, and outside of that, like, it says Majin Buu did not fight. He actually did, but he only did about 2k because there just like wasn't any HP to do. So it's basically like he did not fight. Overall, it was a tough one. Like, their stats are a lot lower than what I felt they actually did. It definitely looked like they hit a lot, were doing enough to keep their team in it. And then of course Mid Vegeta got that dream matchup of just destroying Spopovich again, and basically just immediately deleting one of my characters from ever being in the fight and continuing on. So I just thought, like, I lost last round with the incredible start. For those that don't know, you don't get a change between round 2 and 3. You kind of just have whatever setup you have and you just go. So that was basically it. Like, they just had to go with whatever was set up, and I thought I had about as good as you can, and it didn't work. So I figured I lost, but lo and behold, Evil Boo really did everything he can, though. Shout out to Tien. He did 5 shots with his ult. Not the highest he's done. We've seen him do 9 before, but he only needed 5 because that's what ended up getting the kill. So kind of a ridiculous moment, nevertheless, for him to just straight up shoot his ult 5 times to kill somebody, but
One for each.
indeed what happened. Yeah, basically avenged his whole team to take out Evil Boo, but it was already a little too late. He already got the elite, but he did indeed take out the Menace at one point, at least. So overall, it was just like kind of crazy. This match felt like it was a lot closer than the last match, but somehow went an even further way into Buujins' favor. I don't know. I'm very surprised that I was able to get all the wins over ED. They are indeed, I think this was their season to win it all, and I think I just got a little lucky with some of their characters not quite working, because they indeed stopped Kid Buu for 2 rounds in a row, making him do like 30k or less. So I figured it was kind of over when he actually just couldn't do his thing, and he's supposed to be my best character. So it meant for a lot of kind of scary moments there. But overall, yeah, kind of a crazy finish in the end. So yeah, I'll throw it over to Xmat a little earlier this time. What did you think about the final round, the elite round?
I think this is a testament to why, like, everyone loves Vegeta, everyone hates Goku. Let's be honest. Goku, last round, doing bits. They're both doing bits, and then Vegeta, just consistent every round, is doing what he needs to do. Whereas I just think that that's like a massive testament to that. But I mean, let's be honest though, you can't take it away from Evil Boo. Like, that was insane. That was an insane risk to start him as well, but it paid off like massively. I mean, I know you said Krillin did work, but still not even doing 30k against Evil Boo because he was just that good at what he was doing. Gohan Boo as well, he was pretty consistent, considering I know that you said that he's been a bit offish recently, so it's pretty good to see him doing that. And then the fact Majin Buu didn't have to touch the field, like, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting there to be like, well, he did hit the field, but 2k, let's just not count that. Negligible. So I just didn't expect that to happen, to be fair. Like, slaughterhouse really from Evil Boo. What about you, Anthony? What do you think?
In a different world, these two teams are so evenly matched that this would have made a really epic, like, ball fight. I think both of them could have made it the distance because they are so similar. Evil Boo is just showing that, yes, he is one of Buujins' best characters, and yes, he was their MVP in 2020. So, it is surprising, but also at the same time, it kind of isn't. Evil Boo is a super strong character. Gohan Boo, with all his pitfalls in certain areas, he is also a very strong character. And unfortunately, the Gokus didn't bring their A game. They kind of just ate a lot of B2s and kind of sucked a lot. But, ED showed a really good performance in this playoff, and I know next season they're gonna make it probably just as far. So can't wait to see both of you guys again. Destiny. You have any
Actually,
words?
no.
or-
Fathappy.
Fat Happy.
Somewhat remembers me. No.
I'm sorry, Fat Happy.
It's all good, dude. I forgive you.
Forgive
no,
him.
I thought it was a great match, to be honest. What's it called? Evil Boo's performance was incredible. I honestly think that Evil Boo has always been my favorite Boo, like on the team, just because he isn't pink. That is almost the sole reason, but it's a very good one.
Yeah. Spopovich is right there, sir. Please.
But
Okay.
he isn't a Boo,
Boo,
if you know what
yeah.
I mean. But
Have you tested?
yeah,
Evil Boo is
no,
the old
I have
man
not
of
given
the
him a, I have not given him a DNA test, no. But that is my
Mhm.
assumption at any rate.
team. Evil Boo is
But,
the old
yeah.
man of the team.
But yeah, honestly, Evil Boo just did like amazingly for Buujins. He even had a point where he actually used his Mystic Breath on like a Max Power Kamehameha from one of the Gokus, which was just whenever you see that B1 actually go off and work, you're like, holy cannoli, that actually worked. I don't know. That is just one of those moments where it's to some people it's just like, oh, it's just a B1, but to me it's like I know how bad that B1 is. So seeing it actually work,
It's salt in
is
the wound.
incredible.
We forgot to point out
Yeah.
that in both round 2 and round 3, he did a he did a Mystic Breath to stop a Super Kamehameha both times.
Did he also do the other round? I
He
couldn't
did it
remember that.
twice.
Yeah.
So once in round 1, or once in round 2, once in round 3. I don't think he did any in round 1
Hey,
there.
maybe that's the sign that you need to know that Evil Boo's gonna do great that match. Is whenever he does a Mystic Breath, he just pops off. You know,
He does
maybe that's
Mr.
just-
Press. They just usually end up in him taking a B2 to the face.
Yeah, but maybe that's what triggers him into doing great. You never know. You never know. Otherwise, it was probably very good for you guys that Gohan Boo managed to take out the Vegeta, because Vegeta, he was no joke that match, taking out Kid Buu like it was nothing. Not that
Vegeta
Kid Buu
could
didn't
have
try.
gone a reverse elite.
Yeah, that was definitely possible.
The only thing I did
Yeah.
not like was that he has ruined Kid Boo's perfect ult hits for the season. I think he is like 29 out of 30 ults hit.
Yeah, you won the semis, but at what cost did it bring?
Yeah, this is true.
Too
But
much.
yeah, and obviously too, on Earth Defender side, that Tien ult as he was about to go down, that was perfection. That is one of the most cinematic moments, or one of the funniest moments we've had in the league this season, definitely. So,
Well, it was against ED on the same map where we had that moment where it was like Evil Boo or like somebody key broke like Krillin and then like knocked him over and then tagged to go on Boo and he stood over Krillin, fully charged the Super Kamehameha, even though Krillin only had like 2k HP left, and just like decimated him, like deleted him.
You want to know what's funny? It was Evil Boo.
Yeah, it's one of those against ED, all kinds of weird stuff just seems to happen. Don't know why though.
but
They destroyed me
yeah.
in that match because Mid Vegeta popped off like he did here, but I didn't have enough members to. So it's like the only way to defeat Mid Vegeta is you need to have enough health bars to like sacrifice to him, and then you can eventually take him out.
As someone who has a Vegeta, it always feels like it's unlucky when a Vegeta does like less than 60k rather than like, oh, he did good.
Except Scouter, and then you just like, oh, lucky really.
Scouter's a different story.
hey, now if
Scouter
if I-
can do that. They just haven't gotten him to do that, but he's always shown shades of doing that.
Hey, if Kaiju ends up dropping Scouter, I mean, don't mind.
Ooh.
Never
No, you never know.
Gamora's coming over. He's coming home.
Also, there is just one important thing that needs to be said about this match.
Mm.
Can we get a round of applause for Buujins getting their first elite in a lot of seasons?
Woo!
Now, when are we getting ours? Well, that's what I want to know.
Not quite like Cell, where I get an elite for each match of the season, but you know.
Well, you all can't be perfect. He can't help himself, you know. I have a question for Door, since he's the Buujins coach. Why don't you tell all of the newly acquired slash future Buujins members what the team's going to be like next season in your mind? How do you think you guys are going to look going forward into the next season?
Well, we have a lot going for us. Not as many characters need to be worked on, and we're gonna not have to fight androids for any stakes outside of just ruining their season. So, should be a good one.
And that's always fun. I agree.
But with that, shall we get moving on to the West Side semis for round 1?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Alright, moving on, we have, of course, as I said, West Side semis round 1, and with Royals taking home the victory here with, as you can see, the stats, Baby Vegeta going ham, going elite, above it all, but at the cost of Derp just not really pulling it out. A lot of their stats are below the 30k portion. This match was certainly something. Hell, Majin Vegeta didn't even have to come out. Baby Vegeta was like, hey bro, you got this. But let's go ahead with Fathappy. What do you think of your match here?
I mean, Baby Vegeta 127k. It's hard to be disappointed. You know, it's one of those things where Baby during the main season wasn't our best character at the start, at the very least. And then we changed around his build a bit, and suddenly he became insane. And really during the playoffs, I think he's been our most consistent member during the playoffs. So it's gonna be sad to see him go next season. But from the start, I mean, Vegito did, take out Metacooler with almost 2 bars remaining, I think. But Videl just came in, decimated him, then decimated the Doria with the loops. Although she did take an ult to the face. I mean, Videl has just done great for us, like the whole playoffs. Been very consistent, has been very good with the B2s and getting into those clashes as we wanted to. And then she eventually went down to Hercule calling in Majin Buu to punch his daughter in the face. Which maybe not the best moment in parenting history, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to try and get the dub. But then that called in Baby Vegeta, and he just destroyed Hercule down to his. I believe Hercule was on his last bar when he tagged, and then later on, while Baby was fighting Supreme Kai, one of the funniest things I have ever seen happen, where Supreme Kai broke Baby Vegeta's stamina, his ki, tagged into Hercule, who had Savior, and then Hercule just kind of did what the team's name is and derped. Just
He's a courageous champion. You gotta just give him credit for being a courageous man.
That match could have gone so differently if Hercule had actually chosen to ult there, or even do a present bomb or a whatever his other B2, the dynamic punch. It could have gone very differently. So I don't think that Derp did try their very best, I think. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with how that match went. What do you think, Anthony?
I am conflicted about this match because my heart, I have a lot of feelings for Derp. I want them to do well, but I'm also very happy for Royals because they are a new team, and in 2020 they did not make it to the playoffs. So to see them make it this far also makes me very happy. And they have really cool characters, like they're playing Videl, so you gotta respect it. Unfortunately, Derp, as their namesake, do Derp indeed, and unfortunately, their FA Vegito did the best. So when matches like this happen, it's kind of the writing's on the wall, right? It's unfortunate, but also it's bittersweet, How do you feel about it, Destiny? Did I say Destiny? I meant Doorguard. I'm so sorry. You both
I
said
already
it.
did my stuff.
You want Destiny to talk
Yeah.
again? You have a problem with me and Xmat, bro?
What the hell?
Alright, nobody test with androids. They suck. They don't care about other people's feelings.
I'm just a
Unsurprising,
really rude
honestly,
dude, you
but
know.
you just test
Honestly,
against
I'm just a
yourself.
rude dude.
Hey,
Only
and-
test against Super 17, but no one else.
Hey Anthony, I think at this point, due to that blunder, you owe us some first form cell tests. Just saying.
You're right.
Just
And-
saying.
and
No,
Jiro-
Jiro
and
test,
some
Jiro
Jiro
test. Yeah, Jiro.
As penance, I will do my best on that front.
All right, but go ahead. Doorguard.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too much to add outside of just kind of seemed like everything Derp tried to do just, like, it's not like their characters just went out there and stood still. They tried to combo and stuff. It was just one of those, like, sometimes when your team is like, oh, well, I've taken my 5 hits, I'm now going to do my combo back, but I'm going to end my combo in, like, a B2. And it's just like, every time Royals were doing their damage, they, like, fully did everything they could. Whereas when every time, you know, any of the characters that Derp did, it just seemed like it wasn't enough. Like, they would just do a small little combo, then they would kind of back up and charge or something. It's like, they just didn't really do what they needed to do. And obviously this match didn't really get to show too much of what they had to offer, which always felt bad. I think the biggest worry, though, from looking at this match is it makes you wonder, will Royals have the same playoff power next season when they lose their 2 best characters in Videl and Baby? We'll have to find out after the next round when we see those stats, because that might change the thinking a little bit.
Go ahead, Xmat.
Honestly, there
Alright,
is.
thank you for your opinions, Xmat. So
Oh,
on to
yeah.
Ratchet.
Yeah.
We gotta move on.
There isn't a lot. There's
No,
not
it's
that much to add. There's not that much to add. But I mean, the only thing I would say is when that start with Vegeta and Metacooler happened and Metacooler lost, I kind of felt like you were going to lose this match. To be honest, Fathappy, because I don't know. You want to see it cast before, but every time Metacooler does well, starts well, he usually like win. He sets the tone. So I kind of thought, oh no, but then Baby Vegeta just was like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm just going to take this match by the. I'm going to take this match. You don't need anyone else. So yeah, I mean, what else can you say? I mean, Videl as well. I don't know how you've got Videl doing so well, but fair enough, like fair play.
Literally all we did with Videl is just go back and look at what build she used to do good on, and then put her on that. That's it.
And it
You
worked.
also gave her,
It just worked.
And then not just that, you also gave her KSA.
Well, as we
Yeah,
see in
that-
round
that's
2,
it.
there is a little bit of luck with a build like that, and it does
Oh, yeah.
require her to get her doing it, because if she just chooses to stop looping, then that's just it. Same with Monster
is
Zarbon,
true.
as Xmat could tell you. It's like, once they just
Yeah.
decide to stop doing
But-
what creates their loop, it ends. And since it's AI, they can decide to do that after 1 loop, after 6 loops, or never.
But,
Thankfully, at the start of the season, when we got Videl, like we just put her on TNAI because we had a ton of experience with that specific AI through both Slug and me in the Tournament of Power on Babidi. So, like, we just found a build that worked right away. Maybe not optimal for the season, but during the playoffs, it's showing what it can do.
Well, actually, no, we'll leave it. Don't worry.
But
Happy, you said a cursed name. Bobity's name cannot be said while Doorguard is here. You have to leave the cast now. I'm
Anthony,
sorry.
you have said a
Oh,
cursed
oh,
name. You
shit.
have to leave the cast now.
I also have to leave the cast now. we're half out, boy.
But what is it? Just really one thing before we move on is, since Baby Vegeta's been doing this, I'm scared of what he's going to be like on GT next season.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
No, I'm in the same. Oh yeah, we're both in the same Kaizen. Oh no. Oh
Imagine
no.
being an East guy.
Y'all have fun with that. But anyways,
It's fine.
are we all ready to move on?
What have I done?
I'm already on the second round, bro. Catch up.
Okay,
Oh, look at you, Speedy.
but yeah.
Gonzalez.
Now we're on the West Kai semis round 2. It definitely looks like a lot more of a closer match between the two here, which definitely was. Metacooler doing his 40, taking out Vegito this time. Videl not doing her 50k, but hey, still doing 40. That's nice. And then baby Vegeta just not doing his 40, not doing his 40k, but certainly his combo damage to have, especially when looking at Derp, Hercule doing only 33,000, having been taken out by his daughter in revenge for round 1, I guess. But Xmat, what do you think?
I said it. Meta coolers as well. Royals win. So there you go. I mean, Vidal, like, even though she didn't do as well, she still fucking did 46k. So I mean, she still like kind of, and you know, she beat her. She beat the champ. So what else can she do? I mean, as well, it shows like the duality of having 2 Vegetas. I mean, come on, it's just not fair. What are you doing, Fathappy? This isn't fair. Not fair to anyone.
Hey, man,
62.
all it took was getting some other coach drunk. That's all.
All it took. All of that effort.
No,
and
no,
it was
all
worth
it took was
you know.
getting the coach drunk and then just outvoting him.
Also,
Just sitting here
Fathappy,
under the table. Yeah.
quick question: if you win the whole thing, do we get some credit for giving you Meta Caller? Yeah, thank you.
I mean, we can't. I mean, you can't be 2 men now, can you?
Well, you know.
We gave you supernovas, man.
This is true. Supernovas.
They
We do
guys
have
both
supernovas.
get supernovas. They
Yeah,
both
they
have
both get
supernova.
Supernova.
Well, you see, Happy,
One doesn't
you
use
have
it.
2 androids on your team, so androids would take credit for your wins coming forward.
Oh,
no,
shit.
no.
Yeah,
GT
no.
would take credit for the win because they gave you baby.
This is true, actually. Like,
You know,
but
you know
Meta
what?
Caller's
If-
more
if-
important. He sets the tone. All right.
If Royals wins, that's a win for the whole league.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think I have much more to say other than Slug. I can't remember if that was just him finishing off, but like, yeah, I kind of feel like Slug's a bit dodgy.
That was
but
just him finishing the match.
it was him finishing off. Okay,
No.
but I just remember the last.
Well, it wasn't
And the
just him
last-
finishing off. Dodoria was actually like bringing it. Like they were actually doing tag game back against Slug, and even though it looked like a bad start, it turned into like a near comeback by Derp. Like had they just had one person earlier in the match like wake up, like Hercule or somebody, it would have been better. But Salza and Dodoria actually did some tag game shenanigans, and as tanks, they were really, really struggling to take him out. And that actually gave Derp this like little like underdog shred of hope that I think Fathappy could say he was starting to get nervous when
Oh yeah.
like Dodoria did like his 2nd or 3rd ult, and it's like, can we just kill him? Why is he still ulting? Why is he still out here? Like,
See,
put him away.
I kind of.
definitely feel that.
I had a feeling there was a bit of dirt going on from Slug because I remember vaguely that happening. Like I do just think that Slug is probably the weak point. Would you agree with that, Fathappy? At the minute, he's the
Not
weak point.
really.
At least in the playoffs. In the playoffs, at
Oh,
least.
in the playoffs, kind
Here,
of.
start him against Spope. We'll see what happens.
In
Yeah.
the playoffs, I'll have to agree, but in the main season, he was our like 2nd best.
Oh yeah, because he was in All Stars.
So, yeah, well, I mean, we had 3 people in All Stars. Meta
yeah.
was also.
Oh,
Meta was also
who's in
50K
All
at
Stars?
one point, so. No,
Your
I
people
think
call
Meta
for
dropped out
All-Stars?
the week before All Stars. He was like 49K instead.
Oh, we could have
Okay.
Meta versus King. God.
There was a week where all 3 of them were at 50K. So, but yeah, I don't know. Just Slug just did bad that match. Like he didn't end. He just got destroyed by Dodoria. So yeah, he even transformed, and then Dodoria just tried to headbutt him, and then he died. So yeah, there's not much else to be said on Slug's performance.
I was just saying, I don't think he cleaned up. I think he was in like a good chunk. He just didn't like do too much. I think he was the one who ate the main Dodoria ult probably. 'Cause somebody
He
took
did.
like a full Dodoria ult to their face, and that did a lot of damage.
Technically, he took 2, but
But
the second
I-
one was the tiniest chip damage you've ever seen.
I thought that was, what is it? Baby who also ulted Dodoria to kill him.
So as far as I remember, Slug was in. Slug came in. I believe Slug took out someone. I can't remember who. I think he finished off Hercule. I think so. Dodoria basically came in, ulted him right away, and then destroyed him. And then by firing like 2 ults basically. And then when Dodoria finally killed Slug, Baby Vegeta came in, and then he ulted Dodoria in turn. think so. I can't remember. No, it wasn't Hercule. He Slug took out like the very last bit of Supreme Kai, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I vaguely remember Supreme Kai dying to Slug, I swear, but
Because Videl beat Hercule's ass.
It came down to a bar on Dodoria and a bar on Salsa, and Salsa an EL user against Baby. So there was actually like threat of like loss if they had kept the tag game up, but Baby stopped that. But yeah, Dodoria literally had like this, like it was basically like when Slug came in, Salsa was out with one bar, Dodoria had all his bars, Slug had all his bars, and Baby had all his bars. So it's like, okay, this is an even match. Or this is nowhere near an even match. Like, this is exactly what you want if you're Royals, but like Slug just straight up did nothing to Dodoria. Like he managed to take out 2 bars, and that's the damage you're seeing here. It's the 18,000 that was the 2 bars, and that was it.
I mean, those Dodoria ults hurt. Like 15k, pretty hard to miss unless like Dodoria himself got that.
Even the one tick of it did like a decent chunk.
I mean, the one tick only did like 2.5k, but still.
Sometimes
Here's the scary
2.5K is
part.
what you
He did most of his damage to Slug outside of that ult with melee, and I think Derp has said they want to do melee Dodoria next season. So
need. Oh,
be
no.
scared. Be very afraid.
I am extremely afraid. But,
Monster Zarbon is super afraid because he got crushed by Dodoria both times.
if Monster Zarbon, if Zarbon already
He
got
is,
crushed
he
by
is.
Dodoria on normal,
He literally did. No.
but
Did Anthony get to say his piece on this
I
one?
was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I'm
No,
pretty
it's
sure
okay.
half
It's
the-
okay. I'll just.
I'm pretty sure half the people here didn't get to say what they did because we were talking about Slug. But
Yeah, we
Anthony,
just
go ahead.
started talking about Slug. Then
I live for the Slug slander, so I'm content. We can move on.
Do we want to move on to predictions right now?
Sure.
I just want to say, Derp, those were some good matches. Always great to end on a close one because it was close. You know, we were only like a bar ahead at the end when Baby Vegeta came in. And as I believe someone else said earlier, it's always sad when Derp loses because everyone loves Derp. So
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, actually, before we move on, Fathappy, pimp out your team to the viewers. Let them know why they should join Royals.
I mean, if you're interested in just being straight up royalty, having underlings, you know, sitting on thrones, being cool, being the top dog, then join the Royals. I
Potentially
mean, we're
having a
about to
full
go
team
all
of
the way.
Vegetas.
I'm gonna post that same pitch because we're the same team basically. So
Mm.
Yeah, one you basically have to freeze the force, and the other one you can have a full team of Vegetas, but they don't have all
oh,
Vegetas.
this is
Well,
true.
to be fair, I can also have all the cold. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we drop them all for Kui and all these fucking no, that's happening.
All the fodder,
So,
yeah.
When are we getting Frieza? Come on now.
Sometime in Never, maybe.
Ooh, I hear that's
I don't
close
know,
by.
Can't drop Frieza. He's just a poster boy. Like, what do you
How
want?
drunk
You can't
do I
have the
have
Cold
to
Kingdom
get-
without the Cold Boys.
I don't know, how much alcohol do I have to feed yet? How many zen?
Depends. It's got to be alone though. Because not even drunk would I take trade. No chance.
Now the other cooler, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh,
We'll see. Maybe.
But
Alright.
one thing before, like right before we move on to predictions, Royals. How does it feel to have 3 elites technically? Because you got one in the preseason with Meta being the first elite of the season. Then you got Majin Vegeta, and now in playoffs you have Baby Vegeta. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good. Hopefully we can, get those last 2 leads knocked out before the season ends. That would be great, wouldn't it?
Somehow I have to get 4 elites, so
Can I
I need you
borrow
guys to
one of
win
yours?
at least one.
yeah. Why
match
can't
here.
you all just be muscle? Get 5 elites in
Oh, no,
playoffs. Come on, guys.
No, fucking Fathappy's not talking about Deborah Elite here either. He's talking about Videl Elite.
Yeah. Videl Elite against Buujins in, the match point round. Now, that would be chef's kiss.
Alright.
So
It's gonna be
only elite,
Spopovich
it's
elite
giving-
with the reverse Vidal elite.
Hey,
It's only elite.
now
It's a
that's
given
mad.
season. When are we getting an elite? Can someone give us one? Like loan us
Only
one?
in testing for you.
Oh,
Oh, no, trust me, Xmat. I got like 20 Janemba elites in testing, and he didn't do one that good. So don't worry, testing elites don't matter.
bad man.
Hey, testing doesn't matter. Deborah was supposed to be great, and then he wasn't. So
Yeah, let's all just not do
don't
tests anymore,
remind me of
guys.
Deborah testing, like, that was horrific.
No. Let's just all test against Android, see what works against their team, and pull it out.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, should we move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Moving on to predictions for the finals and third round predictions. These are only the first 2 rounds of the finals and all of third round, by the way. So we have Buujins Royals for the finals. It's weird since both of you are in here. I'm gonna get scolded whichever one I pick.
Yeah, we can't diss one of them to help the other. You're right.
It's okay. It's okay. Both me and Dora can probably forgive you. For
I'd
voting
say
for the
round
wrong
1
team.
goes to Buujins and round 2 of the finals goes to Royals.
Why are we starting with the finals? There's like the entire third place match.
Because
We want to break the friendships early and then get to the
Okay.
third place.
just do that early since you're both here. But Anthony, go ahead.
Well, my predictions are 100% correct, besides the ones that aren't. So, now Buujins, in the past, I have doubted you. No longer, you will go 2-0 in the playoffs round 1 and 2. And that is my final prediction. Xmat, you may go.
My gut says 2-0 Buujins for some reason, but I'm not saying that you're a bad team, Dora. Either. I'm just saying like it's just like hard to predict that. But I'm gonna go with my head and say 1-1. And I think it'll be probably Royals first, Metacooler popping off, representing Cold Kingdom, represent. And then second round, like, Kid Boo. He'll try and get his 100% win rate, hit rate back, but obviously impossible. So it's kind of sad, but yeah, 1-0, I think. Door, what do you think?
It's a hard one. I am pulling out some stuff. Some stuff is happening indeed. We have put extra steroids into Spopovich protein because at this point the drug test would take too long to show that we gave him it. Seeing as how tomorrow is weigh-in, so it's a little too late to get him missed for that, so it'll be fine. But no, I think it's going to be a very close one. I mean, ideally 2-0, but most likely 1-1. I think it's really hard to say that us or Royals can just like sweep it out in this first round because there's so much random shit that can happen in the first 2 rounds. Since again, we don't really know what the other's planning for the other until after this. It's the cup that it's gonna be like, okay, I see what they were going for. So optimistically 2-0, but most likely 1-1.
I'm right there with Door, just with my own team. Either 1-1 or 2-0 for my team. So, and I gotta admit, Buujins is one of the scariest teams to face in the league. But we beat Resurrected Warriors, and Resurrected Warriors were scarier. So
Ooh.
I gotta assume that we're gonna win.
Dang.
But
Love the confidence. Love
Door,
it.
quick question. Has Spoke been practicing with Monsters Arbon, or that's what I want to know? Practicing in the week. And his levels up.
Does he have Master Throw?
Does he?
Pretty sure Spopovich has Master Throw.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. He could have Master Strike, apparently, because that's a good Batard.
But no, hold on. Door, has Spope been watching that one scene in DBZ where he was just beaten on Vidal? There you go.
Yeah, basically.
Alright.
It just means that Vitel's gonna come for her revenge.
I feel bad for Spope actually because he's got 2 Vegetas now. It's not one, there's 2. He's not going to be having a good time if he goes up against either of them.
Alright, so moving on to ED versus Derp for the 3rd place match. I think it'll be close, but I'm gonna have to give it to ED, considering how close they were always against on Buujins, and well, mid Vegeta is just, as people said earlier in this cast, the best Vegeta. So.
Now that the boring people are done, we can talk about the real fight. ED and Dirt. I mean, it's gonna be a humdinger, but ED will probably win. They have scarier people, and I think they are a more complete team than Derp at the moment. But next season, I feel like Derp, that's their kind of avenue to shine. So good luck to them. What about you, Xmat? What do you think?
I agree. I think that it's not going to be. I don't want to say it's not going to be close at all, but I think it's not going to be very close because, you know, when you do have mid Vegeta in your team, it's kind of fucking scary for the other team. And like, I mean, if mid Ku just decides to actually work, spam his ults, like, there's not much you can do to stop him. So, what about you, Dor?
Spopovich, Buujins, and that's Dor's answer.
Hello, my name is Door.
Honestly, spot on Dor impression.
Nah, Door, do you exist?
Hello, everybody. Nah, I'm just grabbing something. Don't forget, I literally just got home from work. I'm trying to manage 100 things right now.
You know what?
I don't.
How
Again,
dare
I
you
think
have a life?
on my earlier remark of I think like trying to beat mid Vegeta is like an insanely high task, and I still have no idea how I did it, and I don't know how Derp will be able to do it. So, like, he's just a monster right now, and if they match up Krillin against, I think he has a lot more better matchups in this lineup. I think he had a few against us, but I managed to avoid them. I think if he had gone against Spopovich or Majin Buu or something, he would have destroyed them. But I think he has a couple more good matchups here against Derp. And I think, as we said, if the Gokus, even one Goku decides to hit a B2, it's basically like, how do you deal with that? And of course, Vegeta, as always, is just scary. I want, you know, it'd be cool for Derp to get that 3rd place, get all the way and stuff, but I still don't even, like, I still think this was, like, ED's season, so I think that, like, 3rd place for them is almost needed, because I think they put in a lot of work this season.
Alright, go ahead, Fathappy.
I mean, I do hope that Derp wins, but I have to be in agreement that ED is probably favored. It just that mid Vegeta is so dangerous, and the Gokus and everything. And even Tien, like the only character where I feel like his, as generally a starter for Krillin into the Vegito, I think Vegito has the advantage there, but generally speaking, I do think that Earth Defenders outclasses Derp, but I feel like Derp deserves to go as far as they can in their current position. So I do hope that they win.
4th place ain't bad out of 16. That's pretty far.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. There is something about, you know, getting that bronze, that, you know.
That bronze, that bronzy bronze.
Bronze, indeed.
That bronze.
Why do you have to go and make it weird, man?
About my French accent, bro. Okay.
But with that,
In your Texan accent, I'll tell you that much.
with that, we've come to the end of the Caspule Cast. There's a link to the Discord, the website, and the Twitter in the description. Come join us. We don't bite. Come support to finalists. Build teams who are in testing right now. Who knows? But
oh, as a small heads up, the TOP is making a return, and that will be basically signups for that will start after the Tenkaichi Bowl. So not this weekend, but the next weekend. And that'll go on for about 1 or 2 weeks, and then that'll get rolling. So if you are interested in the off-season event, that will also be happening. And the best way to know about that is through the website and the Discord, as Destiny said.
And if I do believe, there is MVP and Gauntlet also happening next weekend.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, not this week. This week is just these 2 matches, but there will be MVP, Northeast, South, and West Kais, and then the final rounds of the Tenkaichi Bowl.
To all those who are thinking about participating in the Tournament of Power, I highly recommend it. I tried it last year. It was super fun. So give it a shot.
And
Yeah, dude.
yeah, you come work with some people, come work with a lot of characters, and just have all in all have a good time. But with that, I have been your host, Destiny.
I've been the co-host, Doorguard.
I'm Anthony.
And I'm Fathappy.
And I'm Xmat.
And we will all be seeing you, lovely people, next time.